If you just started playing Ryujin and have absolutely no idea what are you supposed to do, you're in the right place. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make money, how to train your stats, fight bosses and raids, and actually progress through the game without wasting hours doing some random stuff. I will explain what Ryujin actually is, what you can do in the game, and how the progression system works, so even if you're completely new in the game, you will be able to follow along. And if you are already familiar with the game, don't worry, I will also cover some more efficient ways to make in-game currency with a new method me and my friends have made. So first of all, what exactly is Ryujin? So Ryujin is a Roblox fighting game heavily inspired by anime and martial arts series like Kengan Ashura, Fight for Baki, and the whole underground fighting scene like Lookism and others. The main idea is pretty simple. You create your character, train your stats, learn how to fight people, make money, take on certain opponents, and eventually become an absolute menace in the street, making your own gang or joining into one. There are different stats to train, different ways to make money, and stronger enemy that can completely destroy you if you go unprepared. So let's break everything down step by step. First, I will show you the best ways to make money, including the method we're going to use throughout the guide. Then, we will go over stats and progression, what you should focus on and how to avoid wasting your time. After that, we will get into bosses and raids, how they work, what you should expect and how you can prepare for them. And finally, I will go over what you can actually do in Ryujin once you've got the basics down, including the different ways you can play and progress. So whether you are completely new to Ryujin or you are just looking for a more efficient way to progress, this guide should have something for you. Let's get into it. To start our money method, you need at least 500 stats in strength and durability. The main goal is to hunt down these quest billboards with 2 capo and thug leaders only. As you can see, I already made a ton of money and got 20 RC from this, and with only a 30-minute cooldown on the quest, this is a really solid method for farming consistently. So to round things up, this method gives you 230,000 every 30 minutes by completing both quests, and if you stay consistent, that's almost 700,000 per hour or up to 1.3 million in just 3 hours. That's a pretty insane amount of money for a method that only requires you to complete 2 quests and wait for the cooldown. So if you're trying to save up money for whatever you want, this is definitely a method worth adding to your rotation. Just make sure you come back every 30 minutes and keep the cycle going. The more consistent you do it, the faster your money starts stacking up. Now let's talk about stat progression, because this is one of the most important parts of Ryujin. The main way to increase your stats is by using a macro which allows your character to train automatically while you're away from a keyboard. Different stats require different training methods, so you need to use the right method depending on which stat you want to increase. You can also cube extra weight on your character, which gives you a 50% boost to your stat gain, making the whole process much more efficient. The only things you need to keep an eye on are your food and money. Once you run out, the macro simply stomps or kicks you. You can easily fix this by turning off the macro and buying more food through your in-game phone. Of course, other players can also find you and kill you, which will interrupt your macro, but you can simply set it up again and continue training. As your individual stat increase, your total power increases along with them, giving you a clear number that represents the overall strength of your character. If you just started playing Ryujin, the first stat you should focus on is stamina, and there is a good reason for that. Stamina is one of the most important stats for your overall performance, especially when you're still building your character. Having more stamina means you can stay in fights longer, throw more attacks, dodge more, and keep the pressure on without running out of energy too quickly. So before you start putting all your resources into other stats, I'd recommend getting your stamina up first. Once you have a solid amount of stamina, you can start focusing on the other stats and building your character around the playstyle you want. For a quick stamina training method, open your GPS and type in neutral. Follow the location in your GPS, head inside the building, and you will find Saitama in here. Talk to him and he will give you a roadwork training session, which is basically a long distance run. It's one of the methods you can use to increase your stamina, so make sure you add it to your training routine. Instead, long roadwork give you 17 agility and 30 stamina, so it's definitely worth it if you are newbie to farm this type of training. Now let's move on to the crew raid. Your first objective is to find the key without getting spotted. To get onto the roof, use the ladder, then make your way around the building and enter through the windows. Search through the rooms until you find the key, but try to stay unnoticed. Once you've got it, make your way back and use it to get through the main gate. After that, you will need to reach the boss spawn location at the very top of the building. But this time, we're not using the ladder to get onto the roof. Instead, climb the tree next to the building and use it to reach the roof. And that's basically the entire route. Stay hidden while getting the key, use the gate, climb up through the tree, and you're ready for the boss fight. Now let's move on to Tokita Oma, and this boss can absolutely destroy you if you make a mistake. He can kill you in just 2 hits, so fighting him normally isn't exactly the safest strategy. Instead, you can use a primal build to cheese the fight. The important part about primal is its bleed effect, which deals damage based on percentage of the enemy's total HP. It takes 5% of the boss HP over 50 seconds, and once the cooldown is back, you can apply it again. So instead of standing there trading hits with Oma, you can play it safe, keep your distance, apply the bleed whenever it's available, and let the damage slowly stack up. It might take a little longer, but when the boss can literally delete you in 2 hits, playing safe is definitely worth it. And with enough patience, you can slowly bleed Oma down and take him out without having to rely on straight up brawl. Sadly, I'd have to stop the video at this point. My English is so bad that my brain can't string any words together anymore. I will try to improve my English and be able to communicate with you guys in game. Part 2 will come out when I see some activity if you like this kind of videos. Have a great day.